It's game day in the National Football League. This is 50-year-old Johnny Grier. He's getting ready to go to work. Johnny Grier is considered to be one of the top referees in the National Football League. On the field, Johnny Grier is the man in charge. He spent 7 years as a field judge. He's in his 10th year as an NFL referee. The pressure on a referee is constant. But unlike many Americans, Johnny Grier looks forward to going to work.
I think back to when Art McNally called me. Art was the supervisor of officials at the time. He called me from a meeting they were having in, I think it was Maui, asked me if I was still interested in the job. And of course, I jumped right at it. You got to realize, being a referee is the easiest job in the league, if you believe it or not. As a field judge, I was 25 yards deep downfield. Nobody was supposed to get behind me. And back during that time, you think about keeping up with guys like Willie Gault and Ron Brown. I was exhausted after the game was over with. Well, now, moving to referee, all I had to do was keep up with quarterbacks.
This is Johnny Grier away from the field. Johnny Grier is a planning engineer for Bell Atlantic. It's a job he's had for the past 27 years. For the past 17 years, the key to success for Johnny Grier has been managing two jobs: time management.
Football for me starts normally Wednesday night, and I'm preparing for the meeting for the upcoming week, really getting to the rule book, mechanics. I think about things I did wrong the previous week. Where at work with Bell Atlantic, it's an ongoing thing every day. I'm there 8 hours, 9 hours a day, so you get used to it.
The day before their game, referee Johnny Grier and his crew of 7 spend 6 to 8 intense hours secluded in a conference room reviewing videotape of recent games. On the field, referee Johnny Grier takes center stage. He's the man responsible for the call.
There is no infraction on the play. The quarterback was being sacked.
A referee's call can set off a firestorm, but there is no room for emotion. In the midst of a firestorm, the referee has to be cool.
Let's put it this way. In 17 years, I haven't gotten emotional about it, and I haven't gotten nervous about it, but it can happen. And some guys, it affects them that way. Me being the leader of the crew, I can't do that because I'm sure my guys would pick up on the same thing, and I don't want them to feel that way. I want them to take, to use an old cliche, one game at a time and not get too wrapped up in the game.
Engineering, Grier.
This man's time is always at a premium, whether at his office in Baltimore or on a playing field in North Carolina. More than anything, Johnny Grier wants there to be an open line of communication.
We make an attempt to communicate with the players. We don't take this holier-than-thou attitude. And if you, at any of my games, you'll see my guys talking back and forth to the players. If something happens on the field, we try to explain to them, especially if it's something that's unusual. And I think that opens up the line of communications.
It's January 31st, 1988, Super Bowl 22, Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. The Washington Redskins would win Super Bowl 22 by beating the Denver Broncos 42-10. It was in this game that number 23, Johnny Grier, worked his first Super Bowl as a field judge. Now, 10 years later, Johnny Grier would love a return trip to San Diego as the referee in Super Bowl 32.
I think the goal for every official in the NFL is to someday work a Super Bowl because, again, it should mean that for that year, you're rated number one at your position. And that's what we all strive for, being number one. Players, officials, everybody.
While the championships go on, these men have their own locker room, their own game preparations. Each of them has one goal: to be a good enough official to be invited to San Diego to work the Super Bowl.